back to Geek Out SA. It's happy Friday the 13th. So,
yeah,
that's a thing today.
it's a thing. I already told everybody that I hope that a black cat crossed their
I
path
saw
while
that
they
one,
were
yeah.
walking under a ladder so that they got scared and dropped their mirror and broke it, which caused them to stumble and fall into a store where they opened their umbrella accidentally. So yeah, I tried to pack as many superstitions into one well wishing for Friday the 13th that I could. So yeah.
So welcome everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking us out. We're talking about today is why we do what we do, is why we started Geek Out SA, and why we decided to, the entire thing behind it.
Oh yeah, you should tell me why. You gonna tell me?
You already know why.
She still hasn't figured it out. Why the hell am I sitting here on a
That-
Friday?
that's
I'm
a-
like, why am I
That's
here?
that's what we're talking about today.
No, I'm just playing with you. I was just trying to throw you off to see what your response would be. I'm just messing with you.
Yes, I know. So we started this back, what,
I don't
2
know
years
that you
ago?
can say that we started this.
I started this like 2 years ago, along with my previous co-host.
Well, first you kind of had this little harebrained idea all by yourself. And I thought, oh, yeah, this is cute. I thought you would do it, maybe a couple of times, maybe a couple of months, and then you would be tired of it. So.
Yeah. Well, most people go for like 3 months and then they stop doing it.
Do you even,
It's a lot of work.
Do you even have any of those old videos of you
There
and
are
McKenna
some of the, yeah.
and Vivian all on Google Hangouts?
I
Those.
think so, yeah.
Those really, really old ones.
They're really, really old ones, yeah.
That has to be more than 2 years ago. I feel like it must be more than 2 years ago.
Maybe.
Because you guys did together, you did the 50th episode. You, McKenna, and Vivian, still over when you were at the Silver Fox Studios. Because I made you that decoration for the desk.
Yeah,
Remember
we
you were
did.
at the desk, and there was the whole scene, and y'all had the talk show.
McKenna
vibe
wasn't
going on.
there though. That was after.
Oh, that was Omar at that point.
It was
right?
Omar, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of people come through, and
Yeah, I was gonna say. So as people can tell from this conversation, Vince has had a few co-hosts. Why is that? What have you done, Vincent?
I'm the one constant. Well, you've been here the longest, I think.
On the show with you?
Yeah.
Maybe. We stopped counting episodes. We used to be it's episode 49, it's episode 57.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I was like, oh god, that's getting old. I don't know that we need to tell everybody
episode
every
200 and.
and it very well maybe. Well, no, we're still probably at around 150 episodes or something to that effect. So.
I think we have 243 videos.
Really?
244 now. No, I don't know. I haven't checked the statistics on it, so.
But some of it is us going out.
Some of it is that, but most of it is the show.
What was one of your favorite location shots that we did?
I think the one that we did at Gen Con. That was a lot of fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
And Daniel Grego was on that one as well with Shadowfist and showing off his stuff there. His game, not his stuff. We're keeping it PG on here.
I didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything. Only Vince went there.
Vince went there with a shadow fist, and
my favorite one, which probably was one of your least favorite ones, come to think of it, was when we went and did the sword fighting.
Oh, yeah. I got waffled on that one.
I really enjoyed that one until I clunked you in the head with the sword. You get a little aggressive. Once you have that sword in your hand, you're like, I'm a warrior! And then things get out of hand. And bad things happen to people. had
Well,
gear
because
on.
I don't think I would have ever done that to you, just because I wouldn't want to.
You were pretty aggressive with the sword.
I was hitting you a lot, but I wasn't hitting you hard.
Well,
On your
wasn't trying
helmet.
to hit you
Well, they were
hard.
telling me to hit you on the helmet. Hit her on the helmet. Hit her on the helmet. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to hit you hard. I was just trying to get a few good whacks in there because you were getting a pretty few good on me. So, I don't know. I thought it was fun. I still thought it was fun.
It was fun. It was
I
fun. It
wish-
was a lot of. It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. It was a good workout.
Retro Crunch says, "What's up, geeks? How's it going, Retro Crunch?"
Retro Crunch.
He's another YouTuber that
Oh,
I
great.
watch. I believe he's here in San Antonio.
It's good to see you. So I really liked that one. I liked that one. But
That was
yes,
fun.
I kind of got out of hand.
What was your favorite actual live show?
Oh, that's hard. That's a hard one. I mean, I always like the live shows when we have guests. I always have a lot of fun when Lisa is here as a guest.
Mhm.
She just cracks me up. She makes me laugh and just cracks me up to no end. I really liked Austin last week. He was really
He
has
was
a
really
lot of
informative, yeah.
information. I like the YouTubers that we had recently too, though. They were very dynamic. I
Yeah.
don't know. I like having the live shows with the guests because we get to meet all these interesting people from San Antonio and see, what kind of things they do. And it maybe to other people they're not interesting because they're not like celebrities or anything. But
Right.
to me, I think they're really interesting. And we've had a few guests that were not dynamic that you're just like, oh, that was like pulling teeth.
You had to pull stuff out of them.
You're like, that was
No,
kinda
I can't
agonizing.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Then why are you here?
And I'm sure that people out there who are geeks are probably not surprised that it might be hard sometimes to get a geeky guest to be sociable on camera. I don't think that we always have the best reputation for having some of the best social skills.
hmm
And some of us definitely do, but I
You'd be surprised.
yeah.
Some of the people that you think might not be so great are super great,
Yeah.
and some are too great on there, and they think a lot of themselves.
Are you talking about Jonathan Joss? Oh!
No.
Oh
We're
my God, I
not-
said that out loud.
You're not supposed to say
I'm
that.
so sorry. edit.
There's no editing. This is live.
We'll bleep that out. Oh wait, we can't.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. He wasn't talking about anybody.
He was great. He was great on the show.
He was a good guest.
hmm
He was. Was he? Yeah, I think he was.
Mhm.
I thought he was a good guest. He just wasn't great in person afterwards. He knew how to act.
Yeah.
Ish. So yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I liked. It was. What was so much fun that I wish we could kind of go back and do again. If I knew any video editors, it was fun when Roel did the cuts where we would all talk about Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
And then
that
he
was
would cut
fun.
us all together and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Those videos were great. I wish those videos hadn't been lost because Omar ranting about Gilly and about all of the stuff that goes on Game, his rants were thebomb.com, and then he would just cut stuff in, and it was too funny. So.
Retro Credit says play games with them on camera, sort of like doing segments to the show with the guests.
Oh, play video games with
Yeah.
some of the guests sometimes, maybe. I probably not because I tend to be not
Aggressive?
nice and violent when I play video games. So maybe I don't want to play video games with guests where I throw my controller or hit someone because they're beating me or something.
Oh, we got new avatars. If you were sitting there waiting and watching, waiting for us to start, we have new avatars of you and I up there,
I saw
which
that.
are pretty cool. And those were by Breen Heath. So she works with Angel at Hibby Studios. So
It's got a lot of creative people working on
Yeah,
stuff over
yeah,
there
yeah,
in
yeah.
the studios. So.
Helped us out a lot. Like trivia stuff, not actual gaming short segments.
Oh. Yeah, we need to work on
We
our
did a
short
couple,
segment stuff.
like we did like a game of Quelf one time on the show.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of fun. I don't know, we've done a lot of things. A lot of it we've done, you know, before we had all the equipment and stuff. And we're actually using today a Stream Deck, an Elgato Stream Deck, to actually have Stuart switch between me and Colleen and me and Colleen and a guest, but there's no guest. No. So I'm eventually going to do like a video on that to show you how that works and how you can use it in your either your video production, your streaming, or even just using applications on your computer, because you can program different keyboard shortcuts right into one button, even super complicated ones, for any application.
Yeah, I saw you kind of were showing to me before the show, so it looked pretty cool, all the different buttons.
Nolan C 3D Printworks says sup. I was like, hey Patrick, how's it going? He actually helped us out the last couple of weeks doing the producer while Stuart was out.
Yeah. It's nice to have Patrick here.
Colleen, your mic is down.
My mic is down. No. Maybe I'm just not
Your
recording as
mic is down because you're using the wrong mic.
Oh.
That's the
Do you
wrong
want me
mic.
to switch to- do you want me to switch to
You
the
have
other
to turn the other one on.
I'll switch real quick.
We don't have the other one plugged in.
I just grabbed the one that was next to me.
Yeah. But, so the main reason we started this was we wanted to focus on letting people know what else is out there in the geek community besides their specific geekdom. They're just what they geek out about. You know, there's sci-fi, there's anime, there's gaming, there's comics. You can be a history geek. There's tons of history geeks out
Be a
there.
Disney geek.
You can be geek out about aliens. You can geek out about
Bicycle
toys.
trading cards.
You can geek out about bicycle trading cards. You can be a magic geek.
Yep.
And that's actually I forget his name, Chris something or other. He has his website is actually called Magic Geek.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he makes a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is that better, Patrick?
producing when I'm not even producing. So now they should be able to hear you.
That's good.
I could hear it before. It was fine.
Oh.
It sounded like she was in a can, but it's fine.
It's fine.
That was normal.
I'm not like as loud today as I normally would be. I'm just not super peppy. I'm trying to pep it up, but I'm struggling.
It was a long, what? It
I'm
was a
struggling
short
today.
week and it was a long week, right?
Yeah.
Had a day off. I did. I
Must
had a
be
day off. It
nice.
was nice. I had
What's a day off?
Yeah. I don't know
I
what
had
that means.
National Indigenous Peoples Day. Is that what people are calling it?
I don't know what we're calling it anymore. How about we just call it all off?
Well, but I still want the day off.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't care what they call it. I just want a day off. So yeah, you sound great. Awesome.
Thanks, Patrick.
So we're talking about like the subgenres. I mean, even if you go into like sci-fi, there's like steampunk. Gaming, there's tabletop games. There's not just video games. We like video games too, but there's tabletop games. This
And then
is
within
one that I-
tabletop games, there's the subgenre of card games and board games and miniature games
Yeah.
and strategic games
and they have
and
the
war games.
people
and-
that just follow those games, or like role-playing games. They just do role-playing, and there's even subgenres of that with they only play D&D.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of the times we get caught up in that, and you don't really get to experience other stuff that's out there. And you might like some other stuff that's out there if you played it.
Well, and then I think I have a different perspective coming to it from being female, because there are some of these, like, I guess you want to call them alpha geeks, where they know everything about their topic, right? So
Yeah.
they know every planet, every world in Star Wars. They know every race. They know when everything happened in the timeline. And if you're not living your whole life in that reality the way they are, then they just don't think that you're geek enough for their genre of geekiness, which I got kind of tired of that
We
too.
did an episode a while back, and it was when we were at broadcasting from Geekdom. It was called Geek Enough. And are you geek enough? I was like, the people. I know a lot of cosplayer females get questioned about their costumes, and oh yeah, do you really know anything about this character?
Yeah, well, you saw me get really mad when we went to breakfast that one day.
Yeah.
And that guy was like, "Oh, yeah, you've got your cute little Ninja Turtle shirt on. Do you even know who they are?"
Yeah, she like named them off, all of them.
And characteristics of them. Because I was like, I'm not playing games today.
Mr. Turkey Leg says, "No, why did you change schools?"
Oh, because I got a new job. They offered me to be the head of a department. So sometimes when you get offered a job and to go do something different, you have to say yes. Because it helps your career, because it's, one of those things. So I had to go try something new.
Oh, and when I was talking about my day off, Patrick says, "Dang bangers." And Fulgor's watching. Hey guys, how's it going? Because every 10 day, I cry every 10 days because she changed schools.
Oh, no, that makes me so sad. Don't cry. Well, you can come see me on Geek Out SA.
Yeah, Geek Out SA. And you're talking to us, and we're
You can always
responding
email
back
me
to you.
too. Use your school email and send me emails, and I'll type back to you, because I talk to some of the other kids at school. So, yeah, send me an email and I'll talk to you. The other reason I wanted to do this show with you is because growing up in a child of the 80s, and it doesn't happen as much anymore, but there was that stigma about being a geek. And I went through kind of a rough time. I went through a really rough time with all the bullying and stuff. And then I went through another rough time because I wanted so desperately not to be associated with that, that I was then hurtful to my own friends.
Back then, we really didn't use geek as much as we did nerd back then. Like, oh, he's a nerd. He's a comic nerd.
Yeah.
And
well, heaven forbid if you were intelligent and you liked anything that was geeky, because then you were, forget it, you were out of luck. Like, the kids were just going to torture the heck out of you.
Fulgur says people should never assume anything about anyone. Always be open-minded.
And that's hard for people. People are not good at that. Like, they just aren't. No. We would like for them to be, but they definitely aren't. And, you walk around and wear a certain thing or look a certain way, and people already have made a decision about what you're like.
You wear funky socks, and
I do wear funky socks. I'm very odd.
Back in the 80s, we did 2 different color shoes.
But I mean, that was in back then, so it wasn't like really odd. But no, I'm like really odd.
It was still kind of odd. Yeah. It was an 80s thing.
I just think it's funny because as an adult being odd, and as an adult teacher being odd, the kids like it that I'm odd. They kind of like embrace my oddness. Whereas when I was their age and I was a kid and I was odd, there was no embracing of the oddness.
Right.
Like, I was on the outside. They were making sure that I knew about it.
And people still experience that today. It's more accepted than it was, but it still happens. There's still the nerds and the geeks in schools. there's still that in
There's still that
at
in
the
adult
work,
society
and
sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah. When I first started like wearing kind of some of the stuff that I wear as a teacher, there were some other teachers that were like, "Oh, well, aren't you strange?" Right? They were kind of giving me that, and they're like, "Oh, well, you just kind of like really like to go all out and stuff, don't you?" You know, people say little things like that.
Little
That
snide
yeah, they'll
remarks,
have
yeah.
little snide remarks to have to say to you. So I finally have gotten to where I'm like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to own this.
It's like, yeah, this is me.
Uh-huh. I think the only time I had a hard time was last year on May the 4th. I wore my full Jedi outfit, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I get to school and I'm okay, and then I get to school and then I'm like, I can't get out of the car. Why did I wear this? I'm a grown person, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna get out of the car. I'm gonna do this thing, right? I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna start just embracing who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming up to school, and there's a group of kids who are not known to be very nice, and they are laughing at me, laughing and pointing and making fun of me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna go hide in my car for the rest of the day. And I was like, nope, you're gonna suck it up and just keep being you, and just keep being you. And so I just went down the hallway, and then some of the teachers saw me, and they were like, oh yeah, you're cool. And then I turned the corner, and there was a bunch of my students that were more like into the type of things that I'm into. And so they like stood up and cheered and everything. And then I was like, oh, it's my people.
And then you busted out your lightsaber.
I did. And then all the kids were like, yes, lightsaber realness. So I think that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do
and
this
I think
show.
that happened to me one time on May the 4th as well. I was sitting there in my car. I was just like, am I really getting out? And when I went in, there was like hardly anyone in costume, much less like a Star Wars t-shirt.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And usually I'm not like that. But it's when you're going to it's weird when you're going into a job. And it's a little bit different because I'm in a corporate job.
Right.
And of course, when I went in, like people, oh yeah, that's cool. And then some of the things that we've done with our costumes, they're awesome.
I think people, once they come and talk to you, like Fulgore was saying, be open-minded and come talk to the people, right? So once they come and talk to you and they see that you've made this whole costume, right? You've taken all of these hours and they look at it and they've seen, because our friend Lene, she really helped, like she did most of the sewing for us.
Yeah.
Like she showed us how to cut the pattern and we cut the patterns, and she like showed us how to use the machine and she helped us. But a lot of it was her. So people are really impressed when you've handmade it, or then like the inside is a gi that Vincent bought and then we dyed it. So it has more of a tan color and
like more of an earthy tone.
Yeah. And so they like seeing that too, that you've like repurposed something. So then it kind of gets in their mind, oh, well, I could probably do something like this too, right? So then you kind of make that connection. So I like that too. So I think there are just definitely so many things that you can do with geekdom and fandom, and so many doors that you can open to talk to people. And
I know what my first costume that I really liked is the first one that I liked the most was the Jedi costume. The second one, I don't know if you remember what it was.
I remember. I thought you liked the snake costume, the Metal Gear costume.
I liked
that.
the
Was a good
solid
costume.
snake. That was a good
costume,
yeah.
And that was another one that we made.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's been another benefit of like when Vincent and I were kind of grew up together in a way, because we were in our 20s, when we got married and stuff. So we've kind of done this whole, and so when you're in your 20s, you don't have that much money, so you have to be resourceful. So we learned to like go to the thrift stores and go to Goodwill and find pieces and put things together, or like some of the Metal Gear was some of the knee pads and stuff from when we were doing like rollerblading. Yeah. So then you look at stuff a different way and you kind of like repurpose it. So I think that's really great too, is some of that creativity and some of that thinking that you have to do, which
straps from like a bag that I used. That was really cool.
which sometimes I think that people that are into fandom do have kind of some more of that creativity and that thought process and stuff. And maybe it's because we immerse ourselves in these strange worlds, these science fiction worlds, and some of this other stuff that we think beyond these limits. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I feel like that's what I see though.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
What is your favorite costume?
I have no clue. I don't know. That's a bad question for me.
Oh, Patrick says, shoot, I could win the lotto tomorrow. You'd still find me in a thrift store. Well, you
Good for you,
can find, you can still find stuff.
You can't. I don't think we would stop. We wouldn't
No.
stop either.
Because there's some things that you just can't find anywhere else.
I don't like any of my costumes. I'm not a real fan of myself and my body type and stuff like that. So I have liked some of the costumes I've made, like for our son, when we did the whole Abe Lincoln
like your
Vampire
Jedi
Hunter.
costume.
You like my Jedi? The Jedi's nice. I like it.
Jedi is really cool.
The Jedi's really nice, but that's kind of a given. I mean, that's. But like as far as creativity wise, I liked that we did Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And then we did the little vial of ashes that was Edward Cullen's ashes from Twilight. So it was all like glitter and sparkle and ash in a vial that he wore around his neck. So I thought that was pretty funny. That one was good. Or I made Nick and my nephew Brendan. They were a Creeper and Steve from Minecraft. And so I got the box and we literally spent days like cutting out construction paper in the the rectangles and stuff, and gluing them all over there so it had that look to it. And then bought Nick like a green, I think part of it was like scrubs and a t-shirt, and Brendan had like jeans and a blue shirt to be Steve, and then we had made the box heads all together. That was fun, so I had a good time doing that. I like doing that kind of stuff. Oh, you know what costume I really liked, which is not, I guess, technically a costume, but I like doing that modern, like fashion cosplay crossover that I've been doing a lot of recently.
Oh, yeah.
So I really like the
casual
Donatello.
cosplay.
Yeah, I really like the Donatello that I did with like the purple
That
scarf
one
in
was
my
cool. You
hair
did
and
that
the
one
yellow
at
vest.
one of the Alamo City
Yeah,
Comic
I did that at Alamo City when they had Splinter there.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. And it's funny because I met, like later on, just walking around the con, I met some of the voice actors from the Ninja Turtles and was just talking to them like casually.
Yeah. So I was doing it a lot, and I was doing the show, and I realized that it became more of a community behind it. And that's what I wanted to promote, is promote community in all of the geek culture, to get behind us, because there's still things out there that we need to do. We're still far from being, I don't necessarily say that we're persecuted, but there are some that are, ridiculed for being a geek.
Yeah.
And the more people we have, and the more people we educate about different fandoms, the better it'll be.
That's some of what I would love to see people stop doing, is kind of, thumbing their nose at other types of fandom.
They really silo themselves in their own fandom.
Yeah, like, anime? I don't do anime. I hear that all the time. And it's like, well, why don't you do anime? Have you tried it? Have you tried more than one? Because there's so many out there. There's probably one you like. Or playing games? I don't want to play games. That's horrible. Or I'm Star Trek versus Star Wars.
Or board games? That's for kids.
Yeah.
They're not for kids. Not all
I mean,
of
there
them.
are some. Those
There
are
are
great.
some.
But there are some that are definitely
Patrick
not.
says, cosplay has reinvigorated my nonlinear thinking. I'm so used to used to do. I'm so used to doing things A B C D when it comes to be A B C B C D.
Right, because you've got to make the
Yeah.
layers and think about the way it looks
And
and
those things that you
fabricate
need
and
to
paint
buy
and
can be sourced by many cheaper ways.
yeah.
I mean, there's things you can find like at the grocery store, at the Dollar Tree, that you can repurpose to make look like something completely different. I know we've made like candle holders from like glassware
Yeah.
or like vases and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I like doing the geeky crafts too.
Yeah.
I like doing that kind of stuff when we have time. That was one of the crafts I wanted to do this year, and our son dropped his wedding bomb on us. So I bought some Barbie dolls at the thrift store, and I wanted to turn them into zombie Barbies because I thought that would be fun. So I think that's going to have to be next year's project. I don't think I'm going to make it to that this year. I have too much going on. But I have the Barbies. They are acquired. They have no clothes, though, so that's a problem. I need to find them some clothing.
Rip
I'll go to the
clothes.
thrift store. I'll find
No,
some.
it's fine. They're zombies.
They're zombies. They don't have to. I'll paint some kind of. They can be like those girls that they paint at the comic conventions. I'll just paint clothes on them to make it look like they have clothes. Paint some rips in them, and they'll be fine. So.
Like put it like a gouge in their legs, because aren't the Barbies kind of rubbery?
Yeah.
You can like
That's the
get a
plan.
Dremel.
Is I'm gonna cut some of their flesh like actually off and
Yeah.
make it look like there's something rotten underneath. Yeah. That's my plan. I don't know how that's gonna go, but that's my plan.
Do it.
So.
And we really want to plan to do other things than just the live show, because I know it's real difficult to get people to watch the live show for what are we doing, 45 minutes?
Doing 45 minutes now. 45 minutes. So.
It used to be an hour.
Yes. So
Used to
we've
be
cut
an
it
hour,
back
yeah.
so that hopefully we'll get some more viewers.
But sometimes we would hit like maybe hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes back in the day. And we
now-
still had stuff to talk about.
When you had more co-hosts, there was 3 of you kind of like talking about the topics and bouncing things off of each other, and so that does turn into kind of an extended conversation. So and that sometimes happens too when we have the guests on here.
Yeah.
That could have very easily happened with Austin being on here last time. You just converse. It's like you're conversing with friends, and so it gets out of hand.
Dude, that screen's too small for you to read, or you need to get your prescription checked. No, I don't need them to read. I just need them for distance. So if I'm trying to read with my distance things, I can't. I can just leave them off.
I was like, I'm not sure. I never knew why you needed the glasses for the show in the beginning.
He needs them. He needs to look at me, and then when I say he's got 10 minutes,
He needs to be like, how many
Yeah.
minutes do
How
I
many
have
fingers am I holding up?
We need to get like, well,
Big-
Patrick
big
made
cue
like a
cards.
sign last week that's handwritten. So maybe we'll use that. Yes, I can see that perfectly.
This is your warning. You need to shut up.
Maybe substitute one show a month with a round table type show.
Like round table with who? Who would we talk to?
People.
People? No, I thought we
Yes.
talked to some squirrels and dogs.
That would be awesome.
Let's do that
Where can we find
show.
squirrels and dogs at
Talk
this
to,
short?
and llamas.
I'm bringing the llamas on, and we'll talk to the llamas.
Well, we're working on that. We're working on
That is going to be
So
interesting.
how's the Stream Deck going?
that. It's great.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, apart from you trying to figure out which button am I supposed to press, and then occasionally it's like, am I pressing the right button? Am I
Yeah.
not pressing the right button? But
But
I
that's
like
why I
it.
put our faces on there.
Well, I don't like squishing your face. No, it's a lot easier because occasionally with the mouse, you'll be doing something else, and it's like, holy crap, where am I clicking on again? Where's the mouse? so it is kind of.
I have
helpful.
gone awry. I've gone awry.
So there's definitely some things that we can do to even make that even a better experience, and I can't wait to do that.
I'm not the producer, so I don't personally care about the experience.
I do.
We want to make it look good.
kidding.
But if it's easier for me, it's easier for you guys.
Yeah. So is this something that you ever want to take from, it's been in Hobby Zone for like 3 years, about 3 years now. Do you ever feel like you want to take it out of Hobby Zone, or like, are you hoping to be a famous YouTuber, or are you just kind of...
I don't know. It's not about the fame for me, and maybe anymore. I think it was at first. Just like, oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool and stuff like that. I just generally love doing this, and love getting to talk to you, and then bounce stuff at each other, and get to see Stuart every week. It's
I like
cool.
seeing Stuart.
So, Patrick says, so multi-guests, Chris, me, you, a guest, if possible, we can talk offline.
Oh, meaning he's going to give you some ideas.
Yeah. Cool.
We like ideas.
Yes, ideas are good.
If you have an idea.
And live giveaways says, whoa.
Yeah.
How's it going, live giveaways? Whoa.
Yeah.
Was that like a Fonzie whoa, or like a, like...
or is it a, whatchamacallit? Whoa, what's his name?
Oh, whatchamacallit?
Who's the guy? Matrix.
Somebody-
Keanu. Whoa.
He says whoa in the Matrix? I
No,
don't remember
not in the
that.
Matrix. He says it in Bill and Ted's
Oh.
Excellent Adventure.
Does he? He probably does. I love Bill and Ted. Station.
Station. The Bogus Adventure. Which reminds me, we were just watching Death on Shawshank Redemption.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
he's in-
Yes,
he's in
he is
there.
in there. He has hair, so it's hard to tell who he is.
Live giveaway says, came from Twitter. Shout out.
Hey,
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching from Twitter.
I think this is one of the first times we've gotten one from Twitter, so
That's great.
that's kind of cool.
Did you post to Twitter? Was that a thing? Because I was trying to post to Twitter and I uninstalled
Well,
my...
some of my stuff gets
app.
shot out to Twitter anyway.
Oh, I had uninstalled my app because I got hacked, and then I forgot that I haven't added back all of the other Twitter accounts that we have, because I have my teacher account, and then I have Geek Out SA, and then I have
Already?
all the gaming stuff and
Wow.
everything. So
We have 5 minutes left.
you should stop talking so much. It's ridiculous.
Really?
So I'm sorry. What was the main focus? Now that we have 5 minutes left, we should get back on task. I derail often. I'm sorry.
So-
it's a thing.
I mean, this is, like I said, this is the really reason we do this. We're doing it to be out in the community. We've done like our book,
Your little free library.
little free library out there. We've done stuff like that. We've done gifted charities. We run the Game Expo, which is a game convention here in San Antonio. And we just wanted a place for people to have like a good time, and we're glad you're watching us.
Yeah, we appreciate it,
it's awesome. And I'm so happy that we're getting like new people to watch us. So that's kind of cool.
yeah. I hope you'll get to watch us some more and see some of the guests. This happened to be a week we don't have a guest. We don't always have a guest.
We have 74 watching right
But
now.
we really try to showcase
So, that's
all the different kinds
awesome.
of fandom. Thank you for watching.
82
so if
now.
you are watching and you do some kind of fandom, if you're a cosplayer, if you have some kind of fandom group that you would like to talk about, if you create games, if you're an artist like Austin was from last week, if you're a YouTuber, basically if you have any kind of fandom, maybe you're a super Disney fan, and you would
Yeah.
like to come and talk about some of that, like, I'm down, hello. So I like all kinds of fandom. I have a pretty I have a pretty good mix. Anime is something really new for you and I both. We've just kind of started to pick it up, but we're liking it a lot more. So I think we're pretty well versed in different kinds of fandom. We've tried them out.
Yeah.
We're definitely, put our money where our mouth is. If we're going to tell people to try them out, we try them out. So.
Do you want to push it a little bit longer?
No.
Yes? No?
Nope. 45 minutes is all you get.
Yeah, it's like
Vince
we'll talk about it.
We'll
talk
talk
about it later.
It's exciting.
We will talk about it some more. We've got to keep Vince on schedule because he'll go.
Yes, I'll keep going. We still have 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
So definitely keep checking us out. We're going to do other stuff. We're going to do stuff that's not live, but we like doing the live stuff, so that's kind of awesome.
And we like suggestions. We're not against suggestions.
Yes,
No, we're
please
not.
give
Please
us
give us
suggestions because we are definitely trying to get much better at this and to make this enjoyable for you guys so that you hear about fandom and learn about things and y'all don't always have to sit and listen to me.
And it's not just about San Antonio. We talk about other stuff other than just San Antonio.
Well, yeah, because when we talk
we like to
movies and
focus
TV
on the people
shows-
here in San Antonio to show you what we have here as well. But yeah, we talk about TV shows. We talk about geeky movies. What did we just see? We just saw something,
Oh my God.
didn't we?
Are you serious? You don't know what we just saw? Your favorite movie of all time.
Oh, yes. Blade Runner 2049.
I'm like, I'm going to rage quit my own show.
And that was awesome. And we'll talk more about that.
Yeah, but we can't talk movies on a non-movie show. We're trying to theme up the shows a little bit more too because we tend to derail and talk about too many fandom things all at once.
This was kind of more of an introduction. Again, we got to do it every so often so people know what we are and what we do. But we're having a lot of fun doing it, and we appreciate you watching us.
Yeah,
Do you have any more to
Well,
add?
I'm going to start doing some more book stuff. I did the book talk for my students.
That one was really cool. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check out the book talk.
So I'm
That one
going
was
to
cool.
tie that back in because the movie's getting ready to come out for the book that I did, Ready Player One. So I definitely want to do that. I'm going to kind of go back and do some old sci-fi. I'm reading the second book in the Ender's Game series, so I'm going to kind of go back and forth and some newer stuff and some older stuff that I haven't caught before. So do some more book talks because I'm kind of a book geek too. So and I think that's a thing too. I really do. So like as you can see, all of these different types of fandoms and geeky things that you can be into, we're definitely down to talk about them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So thanks for checking us out. We've had a really good time. Look, I 3D printed something. It's for my glasses. I should be putting my glasses on there.
Who's the squirrel today?
Me, I am. But thanks for checking this out. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen, and that's Stuart.
Geek Out SA. See you later.